I'll do a cameo in a D&D movie just for the fans. I don't give a shit. I'll play him in any way. I realize I can physically get away with looking kind of like him as well, which is good.
Beware, because there are some spoilers for Baldur's Gate 3. In this video, some of the cast members of Baldur's Gate 3 talk about their favorite moment. However, keep in mind that these interviews happened right at the moment of the game's full release on Steam back in August of 2023. So they could only talk about some of the early moments in the game. One of the earlier moments were of Lae'zel, who was trying to figure out a way to say certain words correctly.
I personally also love it when we're recording Lazel in like peak sarcasm or peak sassiness. I love it. I mean, I can say this, I don't think this will be a spoiler because people have already got through this, but when she mispronounces things, when she says like tieflings, and then the character's like, don't you mean tieflings? And she's like, get me off this stupid planet and let me go back home.
I am unfamiliar with the, well, I shall not say culture, custom perhaps.
And her little reactions to sort of to animals and things like that, where I think she has like a little interaction with a cat, and she's like, what is a cat? What is this sort of hairy, strange creature? And people are like, it's the cat, Lazel. It goes meow and it does this, and you know, and she's just like, yeah, okay. But it's all those kinds of moments. I think her interactions with this world as an alien, you know, someone coming from somewhere else, I think are very very funny. And you know, recording it, we had a lot of fun because it's always it's me behind a pane of glass, and then on the other side you have the director, the performance director, the audio engineer, and the mocap engineer. So it's like a little team of us, and you know, they're pretty long sessions, and so I'd use the pane of glass and I'd go down an elevator, for example, you know, like disappearing down the glass, or I'd go down flights of I do all that for them, and they just look at me through the glass like, they're so sad. So sad.
Who did you hire? What?
You're such a loser. But you got to keep yourself entertained. You got to keep yourself entertained.
The narrator in Baldur's Gate 3 is extraordinary. Everyone wants their life to be narrated by Amelia Tyler. But there are certain lines that she thought was quite funny.
I liked any of the lines that break the fourth wall.
Oh.
Where she's just like, oh, you idiot. Because it gets very... gets very Pratchett-y. I grew up on Terry Pratchett novels, and that sense of humor happens a lot of time. I think when you roll badly or you try to start a fight somewhere stupid, and the narrator pops up and just so you know, this will ruin your life. Are you sure? Okay, you're cool. I saw one yesterday that just made my life, of a scene that I only knew my lines for, where there's a spider that you can lick. And Gale's reaction to the licking of said spider is just the best thing. I've never heard somebody cram all those words together into stop licking the damn thing. It's stuff like that as well, getting to see what everybody else has done.
One of the most powerful scenes was Nightsong finally being free. Helen Keeley talks about what she felt during that scene.
It felt really emotional, like kind of when she was like free from it, and I was like, what, you mean she gets to go and do some other things rather than just like, you know, like storm around? But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a great scene. But all of that, there was one director, I think it was Adrian or Josh, and we kind of created this image of her almost like a Mexican wrestler. They were like, she's been caged for like 100 years and stuff like that, and she was just like pacing round and round. And I even got to do all of the kind of movement of when she kneels down, and when they were like, okay, just imagine you're sprouting wings, okay, and then you're gonna fly up. And I was like, okay, sure, I can do that.
That's doable.
And it's just no, yeah, that's doable. I mean, I've done it before. That scene was really good as well, because it doesn't always end that way. She doesn't always, you know, you can kill her. So many. It's nice to kind of, they did all the death bits first, and then they were like, oh, and now she gets this, and she gets to do some other stuff if you're a companion. So if you're part of the crew. So
Astarion is such a beloved character that the actor Neil Newbin would love to play in a live-action role. But this early moment in the game made him realize how much fun he's going to have with this character.
It was one of the early lines that I suddenly realized how much fun I was going to have with the character when he gets caught and his initial reaction is not to try and cover, it's just shit. So that's it. It's like, I've been afforded a lot of play with this character, and that's down to Stephen Rooney, the writer, and also, you know, the writers generally, because they all obviously created this world with Swen. It's been really interesting being able to have a lot of fun and also deal with a lot of the heavyweight, very challenging at times, in a good way, creatively, storylines that we've been also offered up. We've had everything from really fun, funny, you know, near improvisational stuff in a way, to doing some really heavy-hitting storylines that actually are quite meaningful and quite challenging creatively to be able to get right with the right tone. So it's been incredible, man. This job has been the perfect job.
You can now watch all Baldur's Gate 3 cast interviews right now, including Astarion, Lae'zel, Karlach, Nightsong, Minthara, The Absolute, Alfira and Baal on this channel.